guys, welcome to Coffee Combos. Happy New Year, Lindsie.
Happy New Year. I am so excited that it's 2019.
I'm super excited, although I will say that on the first of the month at 5:30 a.m., I shattered glass in my bathroom and just calmly looked at it and went right back to bed. So I said, well, if this is going to be foreshadowing how my year is going to go, I might as well just crawl in a hole.
First of all, why did you shatter glass in your bathroom this morning before 10 a.m.?
I don't know. There was, for some reason, a light bulb on the floor. I'm not really sure how that happened, and I stepped on it, and it shattered everywhere.
Wow. Okay. Well, that sounds like a tragic morning, and yeah. I wanted to read a really sweet email that we got, and it was just so kind. And we receive these all the time, and I feel like so many people probably feel like they go unnoticed because of all of the emails and direct messages that we get. But I just want people to know that we are reading them. Just because we don't read them on here all the time doesn't mean that we aren't reading them. And just thank you so much for sending us messages and taking the time out of your life to participate with us, because it's really nice. This lady says, I have listened for a full year. I listened to your struggles, your happy times, your stressful times, your silly and corny jokes, and so much more. Every Thursday morning, I had an hour conversation with both of you without talking or even knowing both of you at all. What you didn't know was that hour meant so much to most of us. Although I've never personally met you two, I feel as if I've known you forever. I feel a part of something. I have 2 kids. My husband works constantly to provide for us all. So I keep both kids mostly alone. I don't have many friends. I'm not a loser. I'm just a busy mom. But I get the girl talk I need because of you two. I wanted to thank you for this year and more years to come. I honestly needed this more than you'll ever know. Y'all are lifesavers, my lifesavers. I cannot wait to hear you next year. Happy New Year.
Oh my God.
And I love you both.
I have the chills. I'm also crying. Like, that is so awesome because, it is really hard that we, to not get stuck down those rabbit holes where you just like see the negativity and people are complaining and, oh, you should do this on your podcast. You should do that on your podcast. And instead of it being like constructive criticism, it's more just pure negativity. So messages like that are awesome. And I'm so happy that you read that. I think that's great. So thank you. What was her name?
Her name was Taylor, and I don't want to say her last name, but I just read that message and I cried because we do read so many messages, and, some come that are really mean, and then some come that are very similar to that, written differently. And I mean, I guess you have to learn to have tough skin sometimes, because sometimes some things people say are so mean, but then you have people like that you're like, okay, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, that was so nice. Thank you, Taylor. So I have to tell you, I took Lux today for his first day of like preschool. It's not a daycare, but I guess it could be considered a daycare. I don't know. It's they have a curriculum for his age group, and it's just so cute. It's very structured, and I was so nervous, and he apparently cried his head off once we left the room, but like we kind of like snuck out without him looking. And then I think when I went to go take Lincoln up to school, Chris said that he heard the baby crying, and I was so sad. But I know, and I remember with Lincoln, and I remember with maybe not so much Isaac, because Isaac was a lot older when he started. With Lincoln, it was like, okay, the first day was like, okay, because they're all excited and they're curious and you're not really sure. And then the second day they realized, oh shit, my mom's leaving after she drops me off. So, and I don't know how he'll nap outside of his like crib or like me or Chris's house. So I'm not really sure how that's going to go, but I feel like this will be good for him. He's 17 months. So I feel like this will be really good for him to just kind of socialize and be around other little children his age because he's around his older brothers all the time.
And I can say this because Lux isn't my baby, but you need it as much as he needs it. And it will be so good for him when he actually starts like real preschool and then goes to kindergarten, because so many people told me I had no plans to put Jackson in any type of like anything until 4-year-old preschool. And so many people told me, Lindsie, he's an only child. Like the only thing he knows is his immediate family. That's all he knows. And you don't socialize him with other children. And it's going to be really, really rough on him if you start him at 4 and he hasn't had to like learn to share and like do all the other things that kids do. And so
yeah,
I put a lot of thought into it. And then I actually started him just like you started Lux. Well, Jackson was 2, right at 2.5 when he started, but it was after like a Christmas break. I think he started in January or February. And I was a wreck, total wreck.
You know what? I thought that I was going to cry, but I think just the chaos of it all. And because it's at Lincoln's school, like I had to go drop Lincoln off after. Isaac and Lincoln have both gone there. So I'm just like super comfortable with the people that are there. And, but I think just to piggyback off of what you said, Lux is not an only child, but because Lincoln and Isaac are both in school and then he is an only child at his dad's house, I think he is so attached to like me and then like Chris's family, like that's all he knows. He doesn't know, like he has like stranger danger on steroids. He and separation anxiety. So I think it'll be really, really good for him. And it's just going to be a little rough for the first couple weeks is all.
It's going to be so good for him. I know. And he'll end up loving it once he gets used to like the fact of going. He will want to go.
Yeah. Be like, okay, Mom, I've had enough of you.
Well, you have to keep us all updated on his journey for the next couple of weeks so that we can all relate to the transitional time of putting your kid in any type of program. Because, even though they have curriculum, it's kind of like organized chaos. You know, it's like, okay.
Yes.
I feel so bad for the teachers. I'm like, oh my gosh, bless your heart.
Well, when we got there, I had met the teacher before, so I was just like, hey, like, how are you? But there was like a little girl that was screaming, and I felt so bad because I was like, I know that as soon as I leave this room, Lux is going to do the same thing. Okay, you guys, I used to hate shopping for jeans, and that's a thing of the past now because I've discovered Torrid. This amazing fashion brand is designed specifically for women who wear sizes 10 to 30, and all of their pieces are wear tested on real curvy women with diverse shapes and sizes. From jeans to intimates to cute dresses and tops. I personally love their bathing suits. I love the way they fit. I love their different patterns, and they will fit your body perfectly.
Inclusive sizing for curvy women isn't a trend at Torrid. It's who they are and what they have been doing for years. Experience Torrid for yourself and find out what makes Torrid first at fit.
Trust me, one size does not fit all, and a real fit can be totally life-changing. I have gotten my bathing suits at Torrid for the past 2 years now, and I love the way they fit. I don't feel like I'm struggling or like dreading going shopping. And they also have shirts that fit me because I am super busty and I have bigger thighs, so the pants fit great. I love the way that their clothes fit.
Right now, just for our listeners, you can go to Torrid.com and use promo code CONVOS15 for $15 off every $50 you spend. That means you can get up to $150 off a $500 order. Torrid.com, promo code CONVOS15 for $15 off every $50 you spend. That's Torrid.com, promo code CONVOS15.
So, did we talk about Christmas? Did we talk about New Year's? Like, how is everything?
Okay, so first of all, I want to hear about your Christmas and your exchanges with the dads because we have not talked since before Christmas.
Okay, so our custody agreements say 6 p.m. for drop off on Christmas Eve on my year. But Joe dropped Isaac off in the morning, so that was fine. I think I got Lux Christmas Eve right before that. And then here comes Javi holding on to that 6 p.m. So he brought him at 6 p.m. and I didn't, get to go see my family. So that was kind of a bummer, but it went really well. I let the boys open one gift each on Christmas Eve. And then we baked cookies. They had matching pajamas. We watched a movie. And then in the morning, Chris did show up in a full Santa costume and got to watch Lux open gifts for the first time. So that was super good because, last year he was an infant. And then the other boys, of course, were so excited. Yeah, I was shocked. I didn't even, I was like, I think
you're going to get trapped.
Dressed.
You're going to get trapped into Santa.
Well, it was like, and it's weird because it seemed to me like this year Lincoln was more believing in Santa. And I was like, I'm just so confused by this because you've never, like, how at 5 years old are you suddenly like believing in Santa? I don't know. It was weird, but we went with it. And it was a really good morning. I got the boys to their dads at 12 just on time. And then they went with their families to celebrate, Christmas with their dads. So it was a really good Christmas. And how was Jackson's?
It was so good. I don't know about anybody else who's listening or you, but I feel like 6 years old is like a really fun age. And it's like they get kind of things, like they get like what everything's all about. It's like they're becoming like little, humans. They're not babies anymore. And so he really embraced like all of Christmas this year, really for the first time. Like he knew kind of like what to expect. And we do like the countdown on the advent calendar, every day. And he moves the candy cane and, it's like so fun and leaving, cookies and carrots and stuff for Santa, like really gets way into it. And then there's an app that you can actually have Santa call.
Yeah, I did it before.
Yeah. So you can have Santa call your child. And so I was like wanting Jackson to behave. And so Santa called and said, I want to call, make sure you're still behaving and you're getting ready for bed. And so yeah, it was like great. And he opened gifts and was super excited. And Jackson's like a really excited child for like any gift. It's just like the fact of like opening something. So really, really excited. But I wanted to bring up something about the messages that we got because there were so many different plays on gifts and all that kind of stuff. And I don't want to get too deep into it because Christmas is over and we're into a new year. But I did want to talk about an experience that we had that was similar to someone who sent a message. And this person said that they had a hard time giving Santa credit for like all the things that their kids wanted and that they wanted to be the ones to get the credit for it. And I kind of agree. And I'm like, okay, well, like Santa, you can't get all of this credit because like I'm out here like busting it. So we were in the car and asking Jackson what was like the most thing he wanted on his Christmas list. And I had told Will, like, I was like, Will, you have to go to Target and you have to get the Wreck-It Ralph stuff because he really wants it. And so Will goes to Target. He goes to the toy aisle and he starts looking at this Wreck-It Ralph stuff and he calls me and he's like, Lindsie, this Vanellope is a doll. It's got a headband that comes with it and like, we're not getting this. And I'm like, Will, that's on his list. Vanellope is going to be under the tree and you better get it. So
Vanellope is going to be under the tree and you better get it.
So needless to say, he comes home with Vanellope. So he's like, okay, that can be from, that's Santa. Like Santa got that gift. So I'm like, okay. So we're driving around looking at Christmas lights and I'm asking him these questions about like his favorite gift that he could possibly get for Christmas. And we compare everything, and Vanellope is like the top thing that he wants for Christmas. So mind you, this gift has already been wrapped. It's already been like put a name tag on it. It's from Santa. Will text me when he gets home because Jackson's still up, and he's like, I'll be damned if Santa gets credit for that. He's like, no, I'm putting our names on there. Like, I'm putting our names on there because that is something that he like really, really wants, and Santa's not getting credit for it. So I really relate. Like, I relate. So whoever you were that sent that message, I just had the exact same experience or epiphany or whatever you want to call it, that, you know what? I want to get a little, good credit because I have to discipline and I have to do like all of the things that I don't like doing. So, I'll be damned if Santa gets credit for Vanellope. So just wanted to let y'all know.
Oh, Penelope. Did he love it? Was that his favorite gift then?
I mean, he said it was, but I don't know if he's like played with it that much. I think it was just the fact of like having all of this stuff. And it's weird because I don't know if anybody else's kids are like this, but he'll get something and he'll be really excited about having it. And then he'll play with something else, but then you'll find him playing with it like 3 weeks from now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure that's like with all kids.
Yeah. But he was really excited. And we were so mean. We like made him open it last. And so he had opened everything else, and you could tell that he was like looking for Vanellope, but he didn't know.
Oh.
He kept saying, I wonder what that gift is. I wonder what my last gift is. And he told me whenever I bathed him that night, he was like, Mom, you guys should have known which one Vanellope was, and you should have let me open it first. So it must have been giving him anxiety.
He's definitely your kid.
Exactly. And then we went over to the lake for New Year's. So it was a good time.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Very good time. 'Tis the season to talk about resolutions. But sticking to a weight loss plan can be hard, especially when you don't know how to handle the thoughts and obstacles that hold you back from making progress. And that's why we love Noom. It's a new and fresh way to build better habits.
Noom is an amazing program designed for real results when it comes to weight loss. They provide a simple 30-second online evaluation that determines how much you can lose and keep off and teaches you how to make it happen. So all I did was get online. I took a couple questions on the little quiz on the website, and it basically gives me a breakdown of how I can lose the weight in like a realistic amount of time. And I love it. It gives you your current BMI, your target BMI, and then how you get there.
I love it. Another awesome thing about Noom is the personalized training and support. You'll receive expert guidance from a goal specialist, as well as a community that's there for you every step of the way. Group discussions with fellow Noom members is just the ticket to keep you accountable and encouraged.
Sign up for your trial today at Noom, Noom.com/coffee. What do you have to lose? Visit Noom.com/coffee to start your trial today. Again, that's Noom.com/coffee to start losing weight for good.
I know that you and I both took our Christmas decorations down the day after Christmas because we're Grinches. So,
oh my gosh, I wanted to take my tree down as soon as I took the kids to their dad's. Like, that's how much I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm over it. I was already feeling over it like the whole week of Christmas. And I know that sounds horrible, but like, I was just, call me Scrooge, call me Grinch, but I was just over it. I took everything down.
Well, I always take it down the day after Christmas, and we've talked about this before because Jackson's birthday is 4 days after Christmas. So I like that separation of like, okay, Christmas is up, now it's birthday.
Right. So do you have something planned for his birthday? Is he having a party this year or no?
So remember I said that he had wanted to do the party thing at school. And so
yes,
we did a party over at the lake, and I'll have to post some pictures for you guys because it was really cute. It was just family, and
nice.
We did Mickey themed, I guess, probably because we went to Disney World not too long ago. That was still like fresh on the mind. So we did Mickey, and it was very, very cute, very relaxed, and he loves my spaghetti. He said it's the best spaghetti in the world, which it's probably not. So for any of you haters that are listening saying that I don't make good spaghetti, it's probably not the best in the world, but it's good.
I do make the best spaghetti, so.
And yeah, so we just did that and had cookie cake and had a good time. It was just like a relaxed time, and he enjoyed it. And then we're celebrating the day he goes back to school. I'm doing cake and ice cream and goodie bags to his class. And then he and his best friend are going to Sky Zone for just like a little celebration, because his best friend's birthday is just a few days before his, so they can kind of celebrate together.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, sometimes it's nice just to not have like the whole party thing, and they get super expensive, and I don't know, we've talked about that before, but I've definitely done, I think Isaac and Lincoln both went 2 years without having a party, not in a row, but they've not had parties for 2 years. And this year they're all getting them, but next year I will probably just do something just to do something. You know what I mean? Like maybe Sky Zone or whatever. Isaac's birthday party is in 2.5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So no, it's not as close to Christmas as Jackson's, but I still feel like it's so close to Christmas. Like I just feel like first it's Thanksgiving, and then Lincoln's birthday is right there, and then Christmas, and then Isaac's birthday. Like it's all kind of like within 3 months, and it's just a lot. It seems like it's far away, but it's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. So, tell me how your New Year's was.
Okay. So this is where I get like, I don't want to bring down the energy or anything, but here I go complaining again.
Here we go.
Here we go. Get your popcorn. I don't want to say that my New Year's was bad, but I am on Accutane now. So I have been feeling super emotional, not because of the drug. The drug is not making me feel emotional. I feel alone in the sense of like, I feel very ugly. My skin is a lot different. My skin is peeling off. My scalp is itchy. You know what I mean? Like things like that. And people don't know what Accutane is. If you have clear skin, you have no idea what the fuck that is, because you don't need to know what it is. So, and a lot of people are not on it. I was thinking about doing a whole YouTube video on it, because I feel like maybe it could be helpful to those who are wanting to go on it or whatever. So, you know, I was a Scrooge, but for New Year's. And so I stayed home, and the kids and I just kind of stayed home and watched movies and didn't really do anything. And I was asleep at 10:30. So I just feel really ugly and not cute. So I didn't want to go out.
Well, first of all, this too shall pass.
In 5 months.
Secondly, I have no excuse. Like, I'm not on Accutane, and I was in bed at 7:30. So, like, I'm not quite sure which is worse. Like, the fact that you stayed home because you are on it, and I just stayed home just because I can, and because JOMO. Like, yeah.
I was wanting to chalk it up to JOMO. Like, I was really, really, really going to be like, you know what? I chose to do this, but no, I don't feel good. I don't feel cute. Honestly, wasn't invited to anything. So it was like, you know what? This sucks.
Honey, I was in bed we ate leftovers.
Good.
I was in bed by 7:30. I watched A Walk to Remember. I had a good cry, which
I remember you texted me.
Everybody,
I've never seen that full movie, so I don't know. I actually recently had a conversation about that movie. I think, does she have cancer or something?
Yes. And like, I can't even, like, I'll start crying now.
Okay. So let's not even.
Let's not. So yeah, I had a good cry, and every single time I watch that movie, I set myself up for a crying session. Like, if you need to cry, just watch it. And I just want to know if anybody else ever feels like you just need a good cry, because I do. Like, I feel like it's like good and healthy.
It like cleanses the soul.
Yes, it does. And then I slept in. Actually, my entire household slept in until 11 the next morning. Will had to wake Jackson up at 11. So I'm like, okay, like this year might start good. Like, we might get some sleep. I had a good cry to end the new year, and I was over the cry by the time 12 o'clock struck. But we did stay up and watch, we watched the ball drop at midnight and then all went to bed. So it was good. It was good. It was great.
It was good. It was good. It was great. Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
We hope you're off to a great start with all of your goals for the new year. For those of you with health-related goals, listen up. Care Of is a monthly subscription vitamin service that delivers completely personalized vitamin and supplement packs right to your door. Great for a busy, on-the-go lifestyle.
90% of people fall short of the FDA recommended guidelines for at least one vitamin or nutrient. Find out where you're lacking on Care Of's easy online quiz and get back on track with reaching your health goals. I personally love how quick and simple it is to just get online and you get the packet right to your door. You don't have a million bottles to carry with you if you're traveling or just keeping in your cabinet. They're just super simple. I love them.
Same. It can be really hard to know what vitamins or supplements you should be taking, but Care Of makes it easy to find out what you specifically need to be your healthiest. Plus, a portion of every sale goes towards the Good Plus Foundation, which provides expectant mothers in need with valuable prenatal vitamins. The subscription is super convenient. You don't have to worry about anything, and you can pause or cancel at any time.
For 25% off your first month of personalized Care Of vitamins, go to takecareof.com and enter coffee. That's takecareof.com and enter coffee for 25% off your first month of personalized Care Of vitamins.
So any resolutions, like anything?
Honestly, I'm just trying to keep up with healthy diet. Because I'm on Accutane, I want to be very what's the word I'm looking for? Diligent with water intake and my vitamins. I just want to be the healthiest I can be. I want a healthy body to go with my new healthy skin when this 5 months is up. You know what I mean? So
that makes me so happy for you because I know it's going to be, you're going to feel like the journey's so long, but in reality, it's really not for what you're going to get out of it.
So I'm hoping that is what happens. I have to go get blood work. I was supposed to go get blood work today, but I'll do it tomorrow for the Accutane. I have to get it once a month to, prove I'm not pregnant. And also they closely monitor all my levels, my liver function, all of that stuff. So, I just want to be really diligent in what I put in my body while I'm on this, and just hopefully it'll carry out through past being on the drug. So, that, and I just want to step up as a mom. I can't really think of anything that, makes me feel like a bad mom, but I just want to do small changes, to be even better. If that means, I'm getting myself up 15 minutes early to kind of just be even more prepared, or, putting my phone down more, or I just want to be super, super on top of it. I actually just got Isaac a journal it's called Mom and Me. And I had seen it on Chelsea's Instagram. It's between mom and daughter or something journal. And I was like, oh, I wonder if they had that for boys, and
right.
I asked Isaac, I said, do you like to write? And he said, well, not really. But I said, well, what if I got us a journal just so that we can kind of, because Isaac's at that age where, it's not quite where Lincoln's at, but still not where the older kids are. And I think it can be a little weird. He's starting to get a little bit of breakouts, and I want to be there for him in a way that maybe if he can't say something to me or talk to me about something, or maybe something's going on at school, he can kind of write it down and we can go over it together if he feels comfortable. So I did get that for him.
That.
So I just want to be a good mom,
I love that. Actually, that was on my list as well. I have a super busy later part of the day. I have decided, I know that we talked about this before in my bitching sessions about waiting until 6 o'clock to work out. And I've just decided that for 4 days a week, I'm just going to go to the gym, which I haven't done in a year because I work out at home. So I am going to reactivate my gym membership today. I've got to take Jackson for a haircut. Got to go and get my daytime planner because I'm already late. It's the 2nd and I don't even have it for 2019. So shame on me. And yeah, I just feel that same push to just like want to be more prepared. And I think that'll just, even though I know I'm a good mom and I know that you're a good mom, I feel like the preparedness for life will make you better, like all the way around. And
Right.
I am always like kind of getting up just a little before Jackson, and then we're kind of like doing everything together. Ideally, I would like to already be dressed for the gym. I drink Spark in the mornings, and I haven't been doing that for so long. I just go and get the McDonald's Coke, which is such a terrible habit. So that was on my list of things to break for the new year. So I actually started back with Spark this morning, and
Good.
honestly, when I drink it, I just don't crave Coke. And so it's a win for me. Might work for me and not other people, but it's a solid win for me. On my list also, though, I had to do facials monthly. So I know like you're doing Accutane. I just have really, really small pores. And so I get clogged pores really bad. And so I want to do a facial once a month, and I just haven't taken the time in the past year for my skin. And I feel like approaching 30, it's like that time to really enforce the skincare regimen, really like tackle the skin, because it's only going to get worse from here. So I'm not trying to get wrinkles or anything. And earlier bedtime, because I'm constantly just like working and finding things that I feel like I need to do that can't wait until the next day. And I just want to like go to bed. Like, I think that's okay to just,
I agree,
go to bed, which will also result in better scheduling. And then on my list, Jackson for Christmas got a pass for Sky Zone for the year. So he can jump 365 days a year on that pass. And he can jump for 2 hours like every day.
Oh,
it's really
cool.
Can
I ask how much that was?
I want to say it was like $181 or something like that plus tax. So when you do,
oh wow, so that's you get that in 3 days of jumping. Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna get that for Isaac and the boys for their. Wow, I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah, like I love it. And so the thing is you can't order it online. So anybody who wants to do this, Sky Zones are franchised. So you have to order it or go to the location that you're going to be jumping at, because you can't get it from like one place and then go to like another one, if that makes sense. Like whoever.
Oh,
so
if you're traveling or something.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I'm going to call my Sky Zone and find out about that, because that would be interesting to know like how that would work.
Because some of them I would, yeah, it's a franchise, but some of them may be privately owned, like in other franchises. So you just, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But also it does stink if you are traveling and you have the opportunity to jump at a Sky Zone and then you have to pay on top of your pass. That kind of stinks.
They're so great just all around. I feel like that I would venture out to say that they would probably let you jump on that pass. I know that you have to go and get like your picture taken and stuff. So I've got to take Jackson to get his picture made. Which reminds me that I have another funny story to tell about his picture. But yeah, I have to go and take him to get his picture made, and then he will go, and every time just like you tell him his name, and then he's good for 365. So
that's awesome.
That's something that I'm going to take him to do once a week. Just to have something like extra to do, and he can go and get his energy out, and I can use it for play dates so that they're like not cooped up in the house, because the winter months are so like blah, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So definitely going to use it for that. And then to be more diligent about going to the library, because I feel like it's such an underused like thing. And Jackson loves to go to the library, loves to play like ABC Mouse on their computers and stuff. And I also can like kind of work while he's playing and reading. So those are just things that I want to do.
I think those are really awesome goals. And I definitely I don't think that not that it matters if they're cliche or not, but they're more specific than, oh, I just want to lose weight, or, oh, I want to read more, or, oh, I'm going to take the kids to do more stuff. Like, it's like they're pretty specific. And so I feel like it's easier to hold yourself accountable when you know exactly what you're trying to do.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so let's take a minute to talk about investing. I don't know a whole lot about it, and that's why Robinhood is so cool. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. They want to make financial services work for everyone, not just the wealthy. So if you are a stock market newbie, you'll love this non-intimidating way to invest.
Other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, but Robinhood doesn't charge commission fees. So you can trade stocks and keep all of your profits. When I started using the app, I really liked how easy it was to use from my phone, and the sign up and account funding process was quick and painless.
We love the simplistic design of the app and how easy it is to use. The uncomplicated charts and market data are so helpful that you'll be in a place where you can trade in literally just 4 taps on your smartphone.
It's so cool, and Robinhood is giving our listeners a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help build your portfolio. Sign up at coffee.robinhood.com. That's coffee.robinhood.com. And then I wanted to talk about this because I don't know like what the interest level would be, but a lot of people ask on my Instagram like where clothes are from, if I have a like to know it. I don't, if I have a blog for recipes, like stuff like that. So I have talked about for a while, launching a blog, and just want to kind of gauge interest if people would be interested in a blog about like food, recipes, travel, mom hacks, clothes, stuff like that. If anybody would be interested, because I feel like I get that question so much on Instagram, and I just don't have time to like respond to every single comment, which I try like really hard. I engage with so many people, but I feel like maybe a blog would be easier because people could like go back and find the stuff easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, just let me know, guys, if that would be something that you would be interested in.
You definitely have like a blogger's like presence on social media, and I definitely think a lot of the things that you do and the way that you like to post is very blog style, and I love that, and I think that you would be very good for that. So I definitely would encourage you to do that.
Well, thanks, Kail. So that's 1 vote, which kind of counts for like 100 votes. So awesome.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, no problem.
I wanted to also follow up. Remember when we were talking about Jackson eating a toaster strudel at his Baba's house and how he was like, it's hard?
Yes.
So we had several people on Instagram message us and say he was probably eating a Pop-Tart.
Oh, well, was it?
I don't know.
That never crossed my mind.
Me
that
either.
never ever crossed my mind. But he might have been.
Because if you think about it, it's the same coloring and it's got frosting on the top.
Time out. Why this? Actually, I'll tell you why this reminded me of that. Did you watch Bird Box?
I didn't, but I saw something funny on the Shade Room where Kim Kardashian had tweeted like, has anybody watched Bird Box or whatever? And somebody responded and was like, Kim, everybody's been doing this.
Honestly, everyone has, but there's a scene in the movie where, I don't want to say too much, but people are given Pop-Tarts. So that's really funny. And I forgot about Pop-Tarts, and I loved Pop-Tarts as a kid. So I wonder if Jackson was in fact eating a Pop-Tart, and I feel like you should ask his grandmother.
Yes, I will follow up with you guys yet again, but that was the conclusion that I've come to without even asking, that he probably was eating a Pop-Tart. So, yeah, who frickin' Ray?
Okay. Awesome.
You said okay. So we had another question, and the question was, can you guys talk about 2 parents with 2 different religions, atheist versus Christian? How do you help your child pick a religion? It all starts at such a young age with Christmas explaining all the questions that they ask.
Okay. I mean, this is me in every relationship. So
this is also me and you.
Oh yeah, this is also me and you. So, you know what? It's really funny that that is a question, but also I feel like it's not funny because it's very relatable. When I was with Javi grew up Catholic. So it wasn't just Christian, it was Catholic. He went to a Catholic school, they went to church, they did all the things, and they're Catholic, right? But, and people had said to him, like, how could you be with someone who's atheist? Like, how could you? They just could not believe it. And they said it would never work because I was atheist. And honestly, that had nothing to do with why it didn't work. You know what? I'm a very open-minded person when it comes to religion, and I respect anyone's beliefs, and I don't try to shove my beliefs and stuff down people's throats, including my kids. So, and Javi was the same way. So yes, he was Catholic, but he felt the same way as I did. Like, if our kids had questions, they could ask, and we would be, you know, this is what daddy believes and this is what mom believes. So that's how I am. Chris believes in God. I think Joe now believes in God. And you know, they all have their own beliefs, and I'm just open-minded. So whatever my kids want to choose is fine. Like, if Javi was adamant about taking Lincoln to church, I think that I would have let him and agreed, just because I would want Lincoln to have the option to, you know, he would be able to experience both and kind of decide for himself.
Okay, so on the Catholic part, any person that I've ever known that is a practicing Catholic, when they get married, I think, I'm not Catholic,
they
so
have
I don't
to be
know.
Catholic. Yes,
they have to convert.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole conversion process happens before marriage. So
Javi obviously is not practicing.
Obviously, because he married an atheist. So, I will say I'm indifferent on this question because I don't really know. Will and I were both raised the same way in Southern Baptist churches. So our beliefs aren't too totally different. Will questions a lot more about like the Bible and stuff than what I do. But that's only been probably in the last like year, I would say. I just kind of like believe what's written, and Will has more question about things, which kind of like scares me a little bit because I'm like, okay, well, you know, this is what I believe. But like you said, it's not really my place to like shove how I believe down his throat. Like, if he feels like there's a different play on something, then that's perfectly fine. Like, hallelujah, like do whatever. But I definitely would have a problem if he wanted to like tell me, okay, well, I don't believe this. So like, I don't want Jackson going to this church, or I don't want him doing this. Cause like, that is a big part of our lives. And that's something that I want like Jackson to have as a part of his life. And at the point that he's old enough to choose like, okay, well, I do believe this or I don't believe this, he's at least had that foundation, and, you know, he can choose, he can make a knowledgeable
Educated
decision,
mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so at that point, yes, would I be upset if he, you know, decided to like venture away from the church or whatever? Yes, I would be very upset, but I wouldn't be upset at him. I would just be upset. You know, like every parent has dreams for their kids. So that would just be something that would upset me, but I wouldn't be mad or angry. You know, it's whatever you decide, that's okay. As long as you're old enough to make the decision and you're knowledgeable when you make a decision, then, you know, it's kind of on you. But it would be hard for me, for sure.
To your point about Will questioning more than you do, I almost feel like while it may be frustrating for you, it may be good for Jackson, because, you know, I would want my kids to question everything so that they do look for more information and they do their research. And if they have questions, obviously they need to find answers. So he'll be able to, you know, Jackson will be able to make a more well-rounded and knowledgeable decision for himself with those questions and answers.
Absolutely. And I was just having the conversation the other day that I think my child's going to be a preacher. So if he is, that will be very interesting and I would be very proud. So yeah, I don't know if that helps at all because I don't know. But hopefully it helps you at least open up the conversation and feel a little bit more comfortable hearing two different perspectives.
Yeah.
It's time for us to gush about our beloved garden-given, skin-loving beauty brand that wants to help you achieve beautiful, naturally glowing skin. And that is BioClarity, of course. It's the perfect time of year to start a new skincare routine.
This green skincare line offers essential products to help clear up skin and calm your skin, keep it balanced and on the right track with daily nutrients. I use the clear skin routine because I have blemishes and I do struggle with acne a little bit more than Lindsie does. And I just love the 3-step regimen that rescues my stressed skin. And it just makes me feel fresh and toned and clean. And I love it.
BioClarity products are 100% vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free, and artificial fragrance-free. And they offer 100% risk-free money-back guarantee. I love that it is natural, easy to use, and it helps reduce redness for me.
Take the first step to healthier, more radiant skin by going to bioclarity.com. And right now, for our listeners, when you purchase a skincare routine, you'll get a free clarifying mask with your order. That's a $25 value for free, but you need to enter our code COFFEE at checkout. Go to bioclarity.com and use our code COFFEE at checkout to get your free clarifying mask when you purchase a routine.
Something else that we got inundated with tons of messages was Pothead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you, Janelle. Should I send you a check or do you want more Pothead products? Like, how can I help you? Over the break, since we last talked, Janelle, in fact, lit my hair products on fire and posted it to Instagram.
I know this because my personal Instagram had, like where it's like 99 plus messages and then like you can't read anymore until you like start like deleting. Okay. Yeah. That was my personal Instagram. The podcast Instagram had the exact same thing. And when I checked my email, I was a bit uneasy when I saw the Google alerts.
Oh, good. Okay. So I don't know what made Janelle post the video. However, I will say I knew this was going to happen. I called it. I told the producers this was going to happen. And I said, I don't care what she does with the products. I'm going to send her a PR box of Pothead anyway. So not to my surprise, she did. I didn't know if she was going to post a video of her lighting them on fire. I just knew that she would David was either going to use them as target practice or Janelle would have lit them on fire. I didn't know they were going to post about it, but I want to say thank you because I did almost sell out of my products that day with sales. So thank you so much, Janelle. I do appreciate you. And if you want more products, just let me know, or you can go to potheadhaircare.com and that's and, I don't even know what to say.
And yeah.
That's how that goes.
I did want to talk about something else, and it was something that we have talked about previously about like GoFundMe accounts and stuff like that, and how it's hard to know like, okay, what should you give to? Is it real? Whatever. And we have also talked about the wildfires in California. And as I was searching the internet, I see an article about a California woman facing charges for a fake firefighter husband wildfire donation scam. And they actually found this woman on Twitter. The New York Post posted a photo of her in the article. And she was lying about the existence of this husband. And in the claims for raising this money, she said that it would go towards crews battling record-breaking wildfires. And she had swindled $11,000 worth of cash and gift donations from Good Samaritans, is what KTLA had reported. This was a 28-year-old woman, and said that she was married to this firefighter, and she solicited for items that would benefit firefighters working alongside her husband battling the blaze, ultimately burning more than 23,000 acres. And the suspicions arose because the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection employee didn't recognize her husband's name and couldn't find him in the internal database. And so the employee reported the post to the sheriff's department, and then they opened an investigation into like the scam. And then they obtained search warrants of her vehicle, home, garages, and everything, and discovered that the donations that were intended for the firefighters were like obviously not given because this man didn't even exist. This woman wasn't even married. And she was arrested on charges for felony grand theft, burglary, witness intimidation, and making false financial statements. So that's exactly why it's so hard to believe when people, send stuff like, can you give to this? Can you post this GoFundMe? Can you do this? Can you do that? It's people like that causes you to doubt everything.
I literally had the chills listening to all that. It's like, one thing is, what kind of person thinks to do this, right? So you are capitalizing off of a complete devastation. And what the hell makes you think, oh, I'm going to scam these people? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? And honestly, I want to know, have you scammed before? Because you really graduated to like big time scam. You had to have done something like this before, which is even crazier. So I hope she stays in jail for a long time. And I hope that if she had any of the donation stuff in her house, I hope it all did go to the firefighters, because that is so fucking sad.
It's like preying on the devastation that others have had to deal with, and you're trying to financially gain off of that. And this girl was just like a normal looking, just like blonde hair, like just looked like a suburban lady, like 28-year-old, probably looked like similar to us.
Yeah, see, I can't. I literally can't. That's so heartbreaking. Speaking of fires, did I tell you about the fire in my dining room?
We've just been going on a long rage of fires, from Pothead to California. Oh, wow.
This is the theme of the podcast.
Yes. Please tell me, because Kail, I know it's not funny, but literally...
It's not, but it is now.
No. But when I got the pictures of your ceiling, I could not stop laughing, and it's not funny.
No, it's not. And I'm sad, but it's also funny. It wasn't funny at the time, but like looking back, and now I'm literally staring across the hall into my dining room, and it is charred. Charred? Is that the word?
Yes, it's crisp.
It's crisp for sure. So let me start by saying I do sell Scentsy. So I love Scentsy. I became a consultant when I needed to feed my own addiction to the wax melts. I got a candle as a gift, and I decided to light it, and I could not have had it lit for more than 20 minutes. When the kids were getting ready for bed, I come downstairs to blow them out, and the whole thing is on fire. Like, the buffet where I had it on, I think it's called a buffet. It's like a chest piece, whatever. It's on fire. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. Scream for the kids. So Isaac comes downstairs, barely holding on to Lux. Lincoln's coming down. I'm like, get out that house. The house is on fire. I don't know what to do. I don't have a fire extinguisher at hand. So at this point, it's already like it's been 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and it's already like up the wall and pretty much touching the curtains, and then it just goes out. I had thrown water on it because I didn't know that you're not supposed to use water on a candle fire.
Yeah, I think it makes it worse.
I didn't know that. That's not something that they ever teach you. They just said don't throw water on an electrical or grease fire. They never said don't throw water on a candle fire. Like, that's not a thing. So now I know, but now I have like an ombre of charred shit going up my wall onto the ceiling and almost to my curtains. Lindsie, if it had gone 2 inches closer to my curtains, my entire house would be burnt down right now. Like, I'm so lucky that I caught it in time, and I'm lucky that I was going to get the kids out of the house. I panicked.
And this is why we will both be using Scentsy from this point forward.
I will never use a candle again. And not to mention, you can get a fire extinguisher on Amazon, have one on every floor, have one near, the kitchen especially, because don't throw water on a grease fire, electrical fire, or a candle fire. Just don't do it.
I just wrote it down to go and get a fire extinguisher because I'm freaked out.
Honestly, have one on every floor. So that's that.
Okay. So I wanted to touch on why Florida news comes up so much. It might not be as crazy as what we think, but for the sake of the podcast and just like our life in general, we're going to continue to think Florida's crazy. But apparently they have like an open records law or something there so that anything that happens can be published, and like other states are not the same. So maybe that's why Florida news looks like so crazy, because they can just like publish whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But over the holiday, a Florida woman was arrested after committing robbery with a toy gun and fled on a tricycle.
I literally picture like a crazy woman that looks like the guy from Saw on the little bike. The little clown guy. Like, I picture like a crazy woman like that with the water gun emoji.
I can't.
I'm going to pee. I literally can't today.
She robbed a postal worker with a plastic gun and fled on a tricycle. And why did she have a tricycle? She's 52 years old.
She was on bath salts.
Like, I don't understand. And when she was handcuffed, she was yelling that she was God and voices were telling her to do this.
She was on bath salts.
She was on something, because I just don't understand. And not until later, after she was arrested, did police realized that the gun was a fake plastic toy.
So is there like an additional charge, or does she get like a lesser charge because it was fake? Or how does that work?
No. She's being charged with felony armed robbery and aggravated assault. Like, I wish I would be charged with a felony for a fake gun.
Well, it's like, for all that, Jesus, I can't. Like, I just don't understand the thought process. That I just don't understand what people think when they do things. What goes through your mind?
She wasn't thinking because she was on something.
I don't know. I'm thinking that Florida residents may not just be on bath salts. I think they're already crazy, and then the bath salts intensifies it. So she might have just been a regular citizen.
Well, I don't know. No, she wasn't regular anything.
Stop, Lindsie. I drank, 40 ounces of water before podcasting. Don't make me laugh anymore.
She's not regular anything. She's something, but not regular. That's one thing she's not. So I don't want to make you pee. So this is definitely something that won't make you pee. You had posted on Instagram.
Oh God, what did I post? Lindsie?
A picture of you and I on your Instagram. And somebody had sent a message and said, can we please address the body shaming comments on the next podcast? How is it that people can be so cruel? Both Lindsie and Kail look amazing in their own skin, and they own it. It breaks my heart to see Kail being attacked about her looks and her body in that way. But God is my witness. every single one of those so-called women will reap what they sow soon enough.
You know what? I had the chills again. The day that I posted that picture, I cried all day. After, I think, a couple hours, I went to go look at the comments. You know, that was a picture that I posted specifically because we had a new episode of the podcast out. I do see body shaming comments all the time. We've talked about it on the podcast. I've talked about it before. I've gotten surgery. You know, I've done all the things. I know about it. However, that specific picture with all my clothes on was the last picture that I would have suspected to have the most body shaming comments I've ever seen in a single picture. I saw that and I was already having a horrible day. Like, that day was so bad and I lost it. I was crying all day, and the next morning I woke up with tears in my eyes. Like, it was truly, I'm supposed to leave for Mexico on Sunday for a trip that I earned through Scentsy. And just between the body shaming comments and the Accutane and just feeling ugly and all these things, like, I have considered truly canceling my trip. And this, you know, I have canceled vacations before, so this isn't something that I'm just saying for attention. Like, I truly have an issue with my self-esteem and my body and my confidence right now. And I guess I was shocked. I wouldn't have posted that picture if I thought that I looked fat. I just, or big or different than I normally do. But that was rough.
I honestly didn't think it was like a bad picture, or I didn't think, like, I know that you're always like, anytime we post something, you definitely more than me are like, oh, we can't post that because somebody will say something, or, you know, can't post that because, you know, like, I feel like I don't look great in that, or, you know,
right,
whatever it is. And it's so sad that the people that are attacking are women. And like, there was body shaming comments on there, not nearly as many body shaming comments, but there was body shaming comments on there about me being skinny. And it's like, okay, I'm 110 pounds and I'm 5'4". Like, y'all need to chill out. Yeah, a lot of it is genetics, and a lot of it is I work out every day. So I eat. I don't have an eating disorder. If I did, I would talk to you guys about it.
That's the flip side of it, is like, I'm so big, but then you have an eating disorder. So what would make y'all happy? And it's just like, you guys don't know what could be affecting somebody's weight. My weight fluctuates so much, and it always has since I've been on TV. Lindsie, I don't know if yours has fluctuated at all, but who's to say that Lindsie doesn't have, you know, some type of health condition that, you know, she's thinner than I am, or maybe I have a health condition. Maybe I have a thyroid issue. Maybe I'm on medication that makes me gain weight or lose weight, or whatever the case may be. You guys don't know. So, and like I said, like, I'm already feeling so ugly and just disgusting because of Accutane, but to body shame Lindsie for being too thin or me for being too big, like, y'all are fucked up.
And what really irks me is the people saying, you know, because I went on there and commented and was like, I'm going to pray for you guys, because I really am. Like, I'm going to pray for all of you mean souls out there that need to have calmer, sweeter souls. I'm going to pray for you, because you have to be really sad inside to go on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is, and body shame somebody that you don't even know. And for people to say, oh, well, you asked for it when you posted the picture to the public. No, nobody freaking asked for that. Like, nobody asked to get talked about like a dog on their own freaking page.
No. Yeah, I don't care. I would never go on a picture and tell someone they look big.
Like, that's just not a thing. Like, it's not.
No.
And all of the comments, for the majority, if you go and look at the comments, it's women doing it to other women.
Oh, yeah, majority. And like I said, don't get me wrong, there are people who defended me, and I know that you did and Becky did, and there are people who I don't know who did defend me. However, my point was just that there were more negative ones than any other picture I have ever seen. So it's a shame. Like, I don't even know. I left it up, though. I did leave it up, and I didn't let it make me delete the picture. I didn't turn off my comments, because I hope that people use this as an example of what you should and should not do. Because honestly, that in 10 years of being on TV and in the media and, you know, in tabloids and stuff, I don't think I've seen more negativity under a picture for someone's weight. So hopefully someone can use it as an example. And I hope now at this point, after talking about it and it being up for as long as it is, hopefully there are more positive comments than negative comments. But yeah, I mean, that was brutal. Definitely brutal.
Brutal. So did you decide if you were going to go to Mexico or not?
I'm still torn. A lot of it now isn't so much the weight thing. It's more of like the Accutane thing. I have to be extra, extra careful with my skin and sunblock and being covered. And that on top of the weight and just like my skin's already flaky and red, I just don't know if I feel up to going. But I have to make a decision by probably tomorrow since, you know, I'm supposed to leave on Sunday. So it just sucks that timing couldn't have been better. I wish I would have started Accutane sooner or after Mexico, but it is what it is. So we'll figure it out.
It is what it is. Well, I'm so glad that we got to catch up, and I know that we both have busy days. So I think that is going to be it for today. I just wanted to say thanks to everybody who tuned in for our first year of podcasting in 2018. We appreciate all of the support, and I feel like 2019 just has really good vibes so far, and we're going to stay positive and take all of the negativity out of the new year. Like, I just feel like it's got to go, and there's not a place for it. So I hope that everybody had a happy, fun, but safe new year. And we will be back next week. If you guys have not followed us on @CoffeeConvos Podcast on Instagram, you can find everything over there. If you have not subscribed to us on iTunes, you can do so by going to the purple podcast app for iTunes, searching Coffee Convos on there, and then you just click subscribe, click the 5th star to give us a 5-star review, and you can also leave a written review over there. And we're also available now on Pandora. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
See ya.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.